It's time now for The Splash on Civic Center TV. On this week's episode, the cities of Sylvan Lake and Keego Harbor celebrate Memorial Day with their annual parades. Then we talk with one of the oldest and longest running members of the Apple Island Tours. And later, we get some history on the annual Sylvan Lake citywide garage sale. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything, from local news to feature stories, all so we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Hello and welcome to another episode of The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson, and it's good to have you with us. Over Memorial Day weekend, the cities of Sylvan Lake and Keego Harbor hosted individual parades within the greater West Bloomfield area. And whether you were there or not, this year's parades were ones not soon to be forgotten. The 2016 Memorial Day parades began at 10 o'clock in Keego Harbor at Abbott Middle School, with co-hosts Woody Woodruff from Fox 2 and Eric Gupka from the parade committee providing commentary. This year's parade included many local and new businesses within the area, as well as community organizations and school groups, all in all totaling to around 50 participants in the parade, making it the largest it's ever been. The enthusiasm of the hosts as well as the crowd was infectious, as the turnout and weather for the parade were all perfect. And once it ended at Keego Harbor City Hall, a special ceremony was held honoring those who've served our country. Meanwhile, in Sylvan Lake, the parade began at City Hall around 11:30 a.m. and proceeded down to Veterans Park at the corner of Garland and Pontiac Drive. The event was hosted by Channel 7 reporter Shelley Childers, a recent resident to the Sylvan Lake area, and this year's parade had children on decorated bikes, both antique and newly designed cars, as well as its very first drumline of the year. Then a memorial service took place around noon at Sylvan's Veterans Park, which included a flag-raising ceremony, music, and recognition of veterans. And what a year it was, with the annual Memorial Day parades once again bringing the community together for a good time. But if you missed out on all the fun, well, don't worry. You can catch both of the parades right here on our channel, as well as on demand, or online at civiccentertv.com. Every year, the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society reaches out to the community for volunteers during the Apple Island Tours, and one such volunteer named Glenn King has been a part of them for over a decade as the boat catcher on the island's docks. As one of the club's oldest members, Glenn is looking to settle down, but not before telling us his story on why doing these tours each year means so much to him.
For years now, Apple Island has been a tourist spot for the city of Orchard Lake. And every year in late May, a number of new tours are offered to the public for an entire weekend. However, to get there, you have to take one of their famous pontoon boats across the lake. And once you step off that boat, the first person you'll see is the catcher, Glenn King, who's been working there for the past decade.
I've been volunteering catching since 2006. Came out here in 2005 for the first time in many years on the tour, and I decided I wasn't going to leave. And I've been here ever since and keep it going as long as I can. Yeah. But I do want to slow down a little bit.
At the age of 76, Glenn's still giving it his all. But with retirement looming, many think this will probably be his last one. However, these tours aren't just any old commitment for Glenn and the others, because once the sun goes down, they have to camp out and stay there the whole weekend, just to get ready for tomorrow's tourists. So I saw some tents over there. You're spending the night?
Yeah, Mike Jewell or McQuandon is his Indian name. He cooks our dinner for us, and I've got a tent here. Gina Gregory and her husband spend the night here, and we're here to get up early in the morning and get stuff done and be here when the first boat arrives and make it good for everybody that shows up.
Spending over 48 hours on an island requires some necessary preparation. But luckily for Glenn, he's been doing this long enough, and with the right people, it's more like a getaway vacation for him. So now, if you had to survive out on this island for a week, could you do it?
Oh, yeah. We bring a good amount of food. We're not starving for food at all. I think Mike would love to be out here for a week, or McQuandon. We've had beef brisket last year. He's cooked a whole turkey. He makes all kinds of meals, and we enjoy them.
Although the rumors say it's his last year, Glenn's still considering his options. But at the moment, he says he'll miss a few things about the job once he's gone.
The friendship with all the people, Mike. I'm also involved with him in blacksmithing, which is a little bit different in my life. And Gina and her husband, and just a bunch of good people here.
From all of us here in Greater West Bloomfield, we'll miss you, Glenn, but we hope you come back next year. For The Splash, I'm Larry Nyland.
Once again, we want to give a shout out to Glenn for being a part of these tours for so long. And of course, if you'd like to see more on this segment, well, you can support those within our Historical Society, and you can visit civiccentertv.com/Apple Island Tours. Coming up, though, Sylvan Lake resident Charlotte Gamble gives us some background on her annual Sylvan Lake citywide garage sale. And later, George Moore has a new batch of questions for the public on the next episode of Sidewalk Talk. Stay tuned.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV celebrates our region's natural beauty, proud history, tremendous accomplishments, and more with Another Angle, a series featuring a unique bird's-eye view of our area's landscape. Watch Another Angle on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Civic Center TV has gone social. Now it's easier than ever to watch, save, like, and share our videos online. See what's happening in your neighborhood, on the streets, and on the web at civiccentertv.com. Be a part of the conversation and get involved. We would love to hear from you. For links to our social media pages, visit us at our website or find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
The best way to know when shows debut on Civic Center TV is to become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash, everyone. I'm Jonathan Jackson. Our next story comes to us from Sylvan Lake, where Charlotte Gamble, the founder of the Sylvan Lake's annual citywide garage sale, tells us why she started the event and its influence within the community. There's always plenty to do over Memorial Day weekend, from the parades to the fireworks. But in Sylvan Lake, you'll also find people taking part in the annual citywide garage sale.
I love this garage sale. I've been doing it 9 years running. It's a wonderful event sponsored by Char Gamble and the Home and Garden Tour Committee. All proceeds go to the Sylvan Lake Home and Garden Tour.
The Home and Garden Tour is an event that's been happening within Sylvan Lake for quite a while now. That's why Charlotte Gamble, a member of the Home and Garden Club, sponsored it through the garage sale.
We started the first time in, I think it was 1997, and everybody liked it. We took off a few years, so we've been doing it since 2004.
When the garage sale began back in the 90s, it was just a simple fundraiser for the club. But due to popular demand and a lack of necessary funding for other efforts, Charlotte saw a golden opportunity to bring it back.
When we originally started it for the 50th reunion, we needed money to have a fun day for the kids. So I came up with that idea at that time. And then we took, like I said, a few years off, and then we decided we were going to do the Home and Garden tour, which we do in June, and we needed money to start that. So that was where we started the garage sale back up.
Today, more and more Sylvan Lake residents are participating in the sale, and according to Midge Davidson, it's quite simple to get involved.
They post it on the sylvanlake.org website, and you buy a permit at City Hall for $20, and all of that money goes to the Home and Garden Tour, and then you have a permit, so you're legit. And typically we have, upwards of 100 homes that are participating in the garage sale. And we now tie it to Keego's, or actually they tie it to ours. So it's really a broad-based event for people coming into the city.
Thanks to a busy holiday weekend and a large number of traffic, the Sylvan Lake garage sale is not only large in scale, but also in profit.
Well, it's so great that they have this, because if you have a garage sale separately, you don't get as much traffic, but sub-wise, people come from miles around on Memorial Day weekend, so it's a good time to sell.
I have made thousands of dollars each and every year that I've been a participant in the sale.
However, none of this would have been possible without Charlotte, who says the work is not only rewarding, but also fairly easy, which just makes it all the more enjoyable. For The Splash, I'm Jonathan Jackson. My thanks again to Charlotte for speaking with us. She's not just helping out her community, but she's really helping to bring these folks together through an event like this, and even if it's just for a little while. And if you'd like to see more of this year's event, well, you can visit civiccentertv.com/Sylvan Lake Garage Sale. Next up, we have another edition of Sidewalk Talk, where The Splash's George Moore has a discussion with people in the greater West Bloomfield area. Today's question is, if you could be an animal for a day, what would it be?
Hi, George Moore for Civic Center TV. They let us out again on the streets, and we got some great questions to ask you, the community. So we'll look for some great answers because the questions we got, oh yeah, stick around. If you could be any animal for a day, what animal would it be and why?
A horse. I used to ride. I used to do cattle drives. I admire the animal. I admire the athletic ability and the artistic ability of that animal.
Probably a dolphin, just because I like the ocean, the freedom of swimming. I'm a scuba diver, so I love ocean life. So I'd be a dolphin.
I would like to be a giraffe for a day so I can be so tall with a long neck and overlook everything going on below me.
I like that.
It would be my dog because she's spoiled and she's loved and she's petted all the time.
And you want to take her place?
Absolutely. I want somebody to love me like that, unconditionally.
I would be an elephant. They are very wise creatures beyond their years. They are very family-oriented, and they live in Africa, so it's nice and hot there.
A tiger. Yes. Very colorful. Fast. It's a good animal to be.
Roadrunner. From the cartoon.
I
like to run.
Yeah.
I'd run fast and I would run marathons and win.
Let me hear you do the meep meep.
Meep meep.
I'd have to say probably a cat because my wife loves cats and she would then hold me even more than she does now.
Ah, that's nice, Chief. We ask the people of the greater West Bloomfield area the questions. We get the answers. Some great stuff out here. And we'll be looking forward to doing it out here again on the sidewalks of the greater West Bloomfield area. For The Splash, I'm George Moore. Sidewalk Talk.
Thanks, George. Some real funny answers this week. My favorite have to be Chief Patton's, though. That was a good one. And be sure to stay tuned as I'll be talking with him later on today in the show. But there's plenty more Sidewalk Talk to come, and if you want, you can catch it all on civiccentertv.com/sidewalk talk. Time now, though, for a Civic Center event update. And to find out more on all the following events, visit civiccentertv.com/events, where you can stay up to date on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area at the touch of a button. So without further ado, let's get into it. Living for Music Incorporated and Temple, Israel present the 10th annual Jazz Lot Music for the Soul, featuring musicians Dave Bennett, George Benson, the Cliff Montier Trio, and the Southeastern Music Academy. The cost is only $30 per ticket, and all proceeds go to cancer patients. Tickets are available at the door as well, and the event starts tonight and goes from 7 p.m. till 9. So come on out and experience jazz like you never have before. On Thursday, June 2nd, Miracle House of Coffee owner Kevin Miracle introduces West Bloomfield residents to the latest lattes and other delights at the West Bloomfield Township Public Library at 7 p.m. He'll provide a unique history lesson on the brew along with samples of his delicious house favorite as well. So coffee lovers unite and come on out for this awesome and free event. June 4th is National Trails Day, so what better way to celebrate than by visiting the West Bloomfield Trail, where you can meet the Walk West Bloomfield group at Walnut Creek Middle School, along with Lauren Azuri, a park naturalist for WB Parks and Rec, who will be guiding the tour. Enjoy some company or partake in some bird watching, maybe even just enjoy the scenery. It all starts on Saturday at 8:30 a.m. and goes until 11 a.m. The walk is about 7 miles long as well. However, there are checkpoints throughout it if you do not wish to walk the whole distance, and the buses will transport you back. At the Model Boat Regatta and Swim Evaluation, you can come and see miniature or full-size versions of fishing boats, sailing vessels, and even famous boats at the Family Aquatic Center in West Bloomfield. Then build and decorate your own ship hosted by Michigan Scale Model Boat Club. And later, have you ever thought about signing your child up for a swim class, but you aren't sure which one is best suited for them? Well, worry no more, because evaluations are available that same day for your kids to determine what skill level they are at. So bring a swimsuit and towel with you and register for both of these fun events on Saturday, June 4th at 11 a.m. Sylvan Lake's Family Fun Day is also coming up on June 4th at 11 a.m. Now, this is an event where kids and parents can check out some police cars, fire trucks, water slides, bounce houses, obstacle courses, clowns, and many other exciting surprises. Then they can stay and relax for some hot dogs and hamburgers off the grill and later cool off with some ice cream. All ages are welcome, and the event goes until 3 p.m. at the Sylvan Lake Community Center. Then on Sunday, June 5th, West Bloomfield High School celebrates their senior all-night party in the high school gymnasium. Tickets are on sale now, and the event goes from 10 p.m. till 3 a.m. Early purchases are encouraged, though, so for all you students, hurry on up and register before the prices go up. Well, there's your rundown of what's happening around town, but if you're looking to find more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events, and you can look up our events calendar. Or stay tuned right here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. But now it's time for a break. But when we come back, though, I'll be sitting down with Chief Michael Patton of the West Bloomfield Police Department.
You are watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Be sure to catch live coverage of Laker sports, up-to-date information on local events, and of course, non-stop music on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
I'm Kelly Waterfall for Civic Center TV. All around West Bloomfield, people are saying there's great, if not totally compelling programming on Civic Center TV. What's the best way to know when our newest shows debut? Become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
For years, Civic Center TV has been bringing you live coverage of local municipal meetings. The meetings are now available on demand at civiccentertv.com/meetings, or watch the meetings again the following day on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Splash. I'm Jonathan Jackson, and my guest on the show this week is Chief Michael Patton of the West Bloomfield Police Department. Now, Chief, tell me, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, Jonathan. Thank you for inviting me on the show.
No problem. We're glad to have you. So tell me, you've been with the police force how long now?
31 years.
31 years, and you've been the chief for?
Since October of 2010, so a little over 5.5 years.
All right, so you're pretty well known now. I mean, you're used to the position. You know, a lot of folks know you, yes. And you've done well here.
Yes, I have. I'm actually the first chief to actually come up through the ranks in the police department. The prior chiefs were, outside individuals they brought in to lead the department. I'm actually the first one to come up through the ranks.
Wow, nice. So tell me, Chief, we just had Memorial Day just a while ago. So do you do anything over Memorial Day? Were you working? Were you busy, or did you get to serve? Or
I did work yesterday, Monday. Okay. Look, Memorial Day is a very solemn occasion across the United States, where we remember and we pay tribute to those men and women that made the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our country, in our way of life, and that's very important to remember that. Later in the year is Veterans Day, where we say our thanks to all veterans, but Memorial Day is designed to say thanks to those that really gave their life in service to our country.
Exactly, and all servicemen and women, including cops. Yeah.
It's designed for individuals in the military. So there are other days during the year. Earlier in the month in May that there was National Police Week, and that whole week is dedicated across the United States to say thank you to our first responders, our police officers, our sheriff's deputies across the United States for the work that they do in their communities.
Just a while ago, we had the Policeman Memorial.
Yes, it was. We had that a little bit earlier this year. Usually we do that in the first week into May, but we had it a little bit earlier to accommodate a number of schedules, and it was a little cool that day, if you remember, but a very nice event.
Yes.
The Oakland County Sheriff Michael Bouchard was our keynote speaker, and he always does a great job, and we had a nice turnout for that. And it's always a nice get-together when we enjoy tremendous support here in the West Bloomfield community for both our police and fire services, and it gives the chance to the community sometimes to show up and say thanks, and we appreciate that very much.
Well, another great thing too about here in West Bloomfield, the police and the fire department get along so well. I mean, you were telling me the other day how great of a relationship you have with Fire Chief Greg Flynn, who we talked to a while ago here on the show, and
right.
Just everyone in the department.
I doubt there's a day that goes by in which Chief Flynn and I don't speak about something like that. We really do enjoy a great working relationship between his department, and that's really helpful towards the overall public safety picture here. Now, regrettably, there are some communities in the United States where the police and fire department don't get along too well. That's not true here in West Bloomfield. We actually get along very well, and we partner together on a daily basis on runs, our training initiatives, and everything else that makes the West Bloomfield community a safe community.
Exactly. And also here in West Bloomfield, you guys have an event coming up, Concert for a Cause. Now, Can you tell me a bit about that?
Our West Bloomfield Police Foundation, which is actually a separate entity from the police department, is hosting in conjunction with the Parks and Rec, department is that they're hosting this concert for a cause. It's June 23rd out at the Berman Theater, out at the Jewish Community Center. And tickets are available online through the Berman box office.
All right, so be sure to stop by for that, everyone, if you're interested, and help support the Police Foundation. But I'm sure you'll be there, and maybe some other officers.
Yes,
as well.
we'll be attending. So it'll be a very fun evening.
Very awesome, very awesome. So, Chief, also before you go, can you tell me just a little bit about what's upcoming for the police department? Are you hiring or any other new events coming?
Yes, right. You should mention that we are hiring right now.
Okay.
It's like, look, there's a lot of turnover and things like that. There was a 5-year period, 2008 to 2013, in which, due to the economic decline, that we didn't hire anybody, but we're back full swing hiring again. So interested men and women that want to have a very productive and enjoyable career in law enforcement here in West Bloomfield, they go on the West Bloomfield Civic Center site, or West Bloomfield Civic Center, the township webpage, and go to the job listings. And I think the closing date that's coming up is June 13th to take the test and get their application in. So it's a very competitive process. We're only looking for the very best men and women.
That's
but
right.
We can be kind of picky and choosy here who we bring on board. So we're looking for only the very best.
That's right, and I expect nothing less, and to protect people in West Bloomfield, you want the best. Yeah. So remember, June 13th, everyone, make sure to sign up as soon as you can if you're interested, and give your all to help join our police force here. So.
Also, additionally, we're coming into the greater summer months. There's always the number of general, cautions that we give people. So from a lot of boating activities, people around pools. Always remind people that you're around the water, that drinking and boating, drinking and water sports don't mix very well.
Exactly.
There's safety there. We've seen some very unfortunate circumstances come up in years past. We're trying to eliminate those from ever happening again. Yeah. Also, a lot of fireworks around the holidays. People want to know that under Michigan law, that fireworks are only lawful the day before, the day of, and the day after, the federal holiday. And that there are other restraints about the types of fireworks that you can have and the locations that they do. And also be very mindful of your neighbors and who else you're doing it. It may seem appropriate sometimes because you're celebrating a holiday to do fireworks, but at some point in time, enough is enough, and they should stop doing them just out of consideration for their neighbors.
Very true. Thank you so much, Chief. We appreciate the input, and thank you for coming by today as well.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you very much.
Once again, everyone, Chief Michael Patton joining me in the studio today, and make sure to continue to support him and all servicemen and women within the police department.
Thank you, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, it's time now for another segment of The Biz featuring Splash reporter Katie Wozniak. And this week she's talking to us from the Ty-Vee Pet Hotel and Spa in West Bloomfield.
The ASPCA estimates that approximately 40% of U.S. households have a pet. But what do we do when it's time for work? In this edition of The Biz, we visit Ty-Vee Pet Hotel in West Bloomfield to learn about day play. Day play, much like doggy daycare, is where your pet can go to have supervised playtime while you're away and can be the solution to many problems.
It's really important for dogs to have an opportunity to be dogs. At home, they love being with their humans, but they are dogs, and it's a great time for them to be with other dogs, to sniff, to play, to smell, to learn dog behavior, and we give them that opportunity.
And the task of staying out of trouble can prove to be difficult for our pets while we are away.
So oftentimes dogs that are home alone for the day, they get restless and they start to make their own fun. If they're not sure what to do, they find something to do and they get into it. And maybe they think they're doing the right thing, but when we come home and the garbage is all over the floor, it really wasn't the right thing for us. Dogs, when they're in day play, they have an opportunity to play appropriately, socialize. When they're at home, they don't necessarily get that same type of stimulation, that same type of exercise and interaction that all dogs need.
Keeping our pets socialized is necessary for their behavior, not only to be around other animals, but other humans as well.
It's really important for pets to have socialization. Dogs are social animals, and while they socialize with humans at home in their human family, it's really important that they have an opportunity to socialize with other dogs. It's great for them, for their health, for their well-being. They're pack animals.
Lori shared with us how Ty-Vee customizes the day play experience to each dog by matching their play styles with other dogs. This is essential for the safety of your pet.
If you have a very, very high energy dog and they just want to play, they're not doing anything wrong, they just want to play and they want to get out all that energy. If you have another dog that's more submissive and quiet and gentle, they might get really intimidated by that more energized dog, and potentially some dispute could ensue. They could get into it at that point. So it's really important that they're matched appropriately with dogs their own size and their own temperament.
Day play provides exercise, socialization, and stimulation for your pet, all of which promote good manners.
At the end of the day, when a dog has had an opportunity to be a dog, when they've had an opportunity to socialize, to exercise, and then to relax, they're more inclined to want to participate in the family group in a very polite way. They're a little bit more tired when they get home, and so they're listening to the cues that their owner gives them, and they tend to be better mannered as a result.
Our pets are part of the family, and keeping them healthy and safe should always be a priority.
Thanks, Katie. And if you'd like to see more on the Ty-V Pet Hotel, or maybe even get your own pet involved for a weekend, then just visit civiccentertv.com/thebiz. We now turn to our other segment here on The Splash, our Person of the Week. Now, this is where we acknowledge an individual within the community who is either helping or inspiring others. And this week's recipient is the owner of Gino's Pizzeria in Keego Harbor, Gino Santia. Gino Santia is the president of Gino's Pizzeria and has been a part of the Keego Harbor community for more than 40 years. Gino has not only helped his family build the restaurant brick by brick, but also takes part in making the pizzas and even washing the dishes. But good pizza isn't just his specialty. He also has a passion for getting involved within the Keego Harbor community. Gino is the chairman of the Keego Harbor Planning Commission and has been a part of the commission for more than 30 years. He assists in developing the master plan and vision for the city and helps bring in new businesses to the community. Gino and the commission modify ordinances to make them more fitting for residential or commercial facilities. And over the years, he's helped to make improvements on Cass Lake Road, worked on an Orchard Lake Road study group, and has frequently been involved within the area's schools. Gino said he really enjoys being here within Keego Harbor because it's given him the chance to meet some wonderful people. He feels honored to be in this position, and it's obvious that family and the community are very important to him, which obviously makes him our Person of the Week. And if you or someone you know is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to The Splash at civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and of course, we appreciate any and all suggestions. Unfortunately, though, that's all the time we have for today. But be sure to catch us every Monday for new episodes of The Splash and throughout the week for replays. And you can also look up previous episodes online at civiccentertv.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, as well as other social media apps under Civic Center TV for more information. For all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and of course, West Bloomfield, I'm Jonathan Jackson, and we'll see you next time.